Oh, welcome back to Angel's Golf in Life. A discussion that we often have is, are all golf balls the same? A lot of you say, yeah, it makes no difference. So MyGolfSpy have just released their robotic test results. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at a few relevant things. We're going to have a look at the main data from the drive, the longest drive. We all love that. But then we're going to have a look at the slow swing speeds, i.e. me, and the differences in balls. Then we'll come back and we'll decide, are all golf balls the same?
All right, let's have a quick look at the balls that they've actually tested. So they tested most of the AAA balls, Bridgestone, Callaway, TaylorMade, obviously Titleist, some Wilsons, and then some direct-to-consumers, the Snell, the Vice. Look, the Amazon Basics are direct-to-a-consumer. For me, one omission is the seed balls because they are gathering in reputation. But it's a good spread of balls. So that's the balls that they've used. Now, next thing we're going to look at is the fast speed driver distances, just because I know everyone likes to look at driver distances. What I want to do is, rather than look at the top 10 throughout, we're going to have a look at the top 5 and the bottom 5 and have a look at the differences. So the Snell PR4 come out top, and it come out top by about 3 yards as well, as you can see. And then bottom was the Strixon Softville, which you would expect from a fast swing speed, and a difference of 20 yards between the furthest and the shortest with that fast swing speed. Next, we're going to look at slow swing speed, because that's me. That's my game. I've got a slow swing speed, like most of you that have watched Mad's channel will know. Right, so let's get into the driver slow swing speed. Okay, so for me, it's a surprise that the Titleist Pro V1 is up there. The Tour Soft, yeah, I get it. The True Feel as well, the Chrome Soft, the Pro S, and the Pro V1 surprised me because they are theoretically high compression balls. And then the bottom 5, it's funny, you know, fast swing speed that can compress the Snell PR4 is the longest one. Slow swing speed, look, Snell PR4 is in the bottom, well, second to last. But the difference with the slower speed isn't quite as dramatic with just 11 yards. Right, let's have a look at the 7-iron. Okay, 7-iron is again interesting for me because look, they test it at a swing of 65 miles per hour. And for those of you that have watched me recently with the LM1, you'll know that I swing around 64 to 67. So the miles per hour is pretty much me. Again, interestingly, with the slow swing speed, you can't compress the Snell PR4 or the Bridgestone or the Pro Plus, which you'll be able to see me giving it a go next week on course. But the top, TaylorMade Tour Response, which I've never tried. Do you know what? Other than the True Feel, I've never tried any of them. I'm surprised by the TP5X as well, being a high compression ball. But yeah, okay, so that's the 7-iron slow swing speed distance. Next, we're going to have a look at a height trajectory. Which ones reach the highest peak? Okay, peak height for a slow swing speed with the driver. Do you know what? These surprised me. The Vice Pro Plus, which, as I say, I'll be reviewing on course next week, is top. Which, yeah, that does surprise me. The bottoms, Strixon Softville, again, that surprises me. I'd have thought that may be a more higher projecting ball. And for me, I like a higher peak height ball because it instills confidence that I'm going to get it up in the air. Right, let's have a look at the 7-iron next. Okay, here the surprise is that you got a top peak from the Kirtland Yellow was in the top 5 with the driver. With the 7-iron, it's in the bottom 5. That's confusing, but interesting that the soft balls are here. Look, Titleist Tour Soft, Callaway Super Soft, Strixon Soft Feel. All the soft balls are in the top 5 to get that nice high peak from your 7-iron, which for me installs confidence. obviously something else that installs confidence is the dispersion of a ball. So if we have a look at the driver dispersion from a slow swing speed, look at that. Vice Pro Air is top. You'd have seen me review that last week, see if it's true. How did I get on with my woods on that? The Vice Pro, TaylorMade Speed Soft, Amazon, and then the bottom 5. Do you know what? I've got to be honest and say I haven't tried any of them balls because they're not for me, because their compression would be a little bit too much for me. But look at the difference. 75 square foot to 376 square foot. That's a massive difference. Let's have a look what that would look like on a graph where you can compare the actual what that square foot would look like. Let's have a look. So I've made this little graph, and look at that. So from the middle, you got 4 yards either way with the Vice Pro Air. From the middle with the Callaway, you've got nearly 10 yards. Left, right, up, down. That is a massive, massive difference. Okay, let's have a look at the 7-iron dispersion. Now, this isn't as great. Like before, we were looking at over 300 square yards, sorry. But here, we're only looking at 125 square yards. And Kirtland comes out top, which is interesting. And bottom, Wilson Triad. So, yeah, that is, again, I'm a little bit surprised by them results. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to look at is the 56 wedge spin results. Now, if you actually look at them, they are massive. So the lower spin is the Titleist Velocity at 3,085. The highest spin, the Callaway Chrome Tour X at 5,992. Nearly 3,000 revs per minute difference. And that is massive. Obviously, what a glaring stat is that the top 5 are Euthyrane and the bottom 5 are Ionima. So, and you would expect that. But the reason I'm showing this particular graph is because in a minute we're going to discuss, are all golf balls the same? As you saw, there are major differences. For example, 20 yards difference with the fast swing speed and the driver. The dispersion was massive, 300 square foot. The spin on the 35 wedge shot, nearly 3,000 revs per minute. So all golf balls are not the same. Interestingly, though, no golf ball was top at everything. There was a mixture. So as I believe when I've done my winter testing, and even now when the SDO5 is my ball, you got to try different balls. One size doesn't fit all. Try different balls, choose the one that's best for your game. And ultimately, no, all golf balls are not the same. I hope you enjoyed watching this as much as we've enjoyed making it. Please like and comment and subscribe. You know it helps my channel so much.